of the season, winning the first quarter 36-19. The problem is they lost every quarter after that, but the fourth quarter ended up losing the game by 9 points. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, why this team is uniquely terrible, all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
Well, Bulls fans, listen. The most intentionally tanking team in the league. I don't know what to say about this team anymore. Like I said before, this team continues to find unique ways to fail. They win the first quarter 36-19, a barrage of threes, everything like that. And then this team just completely and utterly shits the bed after the. Keep in mind, the Chicago Bulls made 8 3-pointers in just the first quarter of this game. First quarter, they go on to make 12 3-pointers in the game. They had 3 quarters and only made 4 more 3-pointers in 3 quarters. They take 83 shots in this game and make 40 of them. This team sucks. It is. It is what it is. We just got to realize this is the most intentionally taking team in the NBA. It's just terrible. They won the rebounding battle by 1. They lost points off turnovers by 20. They lost second chance points by 1. They actually won points in the paint by 4. Shout out there. The Brooklyn Nets scored 40 points off the bench today. 40 of them. You know how many points off the bench the Chicago Bulls scored? 13. This team is uniquely terrible and utterly fucking trash. You know what is different between this team and the Jim Boylan team? That team didn't have talent. You expected that team to lose. That's what you expected. You expected that team to lose, or at least to struggle. This team, you expect to struggle, but not in the way that they are. This team is god-awful, and it's bad. Everything about this team screams, and the front office, the ownership, hell, themselves, everybody needs to wake up and smell the ass, because that's what this team is. It's ass. That's it. That's it. Listen, we said we wanted better first quarters. We got better first quarters. And you know what? We didn't get anything else. Nothing else after that. Nikola Vucevic scored 6 points and only took 9 shots in this game. Listen, he was the only member. I'm sorry. I got to say it. It is what it is. If you don't like it, I don't care. Nikola Vucevic only took 9 shots in this game. 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Shout out to you at 2 turnovers. But listen, you're playing out there against bigs. Everybody who checked in at center today for the Brooklyn Nets, Vooch outweighed them by at least 25 to 30 pounds. And he couldn't do shit. Vooch played like a bitch-ass Sasquatch out there. A sensitive, the Dwight Howard of Sasquatches. That's what Nikola Vucevic played like today. Every other member of the starting 5 got 20 points. P. Will got 20 points off 9 shots today. Where's this P. Will been at all season? Zach LaVine goes 8 of 18 for 20 points. Not an efficient night. Kobe White gets 23 points off 16 shots, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block. Shout out to Kobe. DeMar DeRozan came alive in the second half of this game, 27 points. But listen, take all those stats, ball it up. Ball all the stats up, ball it up, get a nice condensed ball of shit and shove it up everybody's ass. Because this team is fucking terrible. Everybody, from top to bottom, from Billy Donovan to AK to I don't care. The team pastor sucks ass. Everybody on this team needs to go. Everybody. It's done. It's done. The Bulls have lost 4 in a row and 7 out of their last 8. There's nothing positive coming for this team, y'all. Nothing positive coming for this team. This team is the god-awful pits. That's what it is. I wish I can give y'all a breakdown, but I can't. Lonnie Walker scored 20 points off the bench. He outscored the Chicago Bulls bench by himself. Only 13 points off the bench for the Chicago Bulls. Trenton Watford, who a lot of Bulls fans wanted us to sign this offseason, he almost outscored the Bulls bench. Only 2 points. 2 points is what separates him from the entire Chicago Bulls bench. This team is terrible. This team's awful. This team doesn't deserve my time on this live stream. I'm just going to be 100% honest with y'all. I love you guys, so I'm here. But you have to look, as I said before, there's no reason, none, in any logical sense or explanation anybody can give me of why Billy Donovan deserves to keep his job. None. No basketball reasons. I know you can say, well, he got an undetermined amount of years left on his contract, but I'm talking about basketball reasons. There's no reason for Billy Donovan to hold on to his job. This was a fireable offense, much like many fireable offenses. Scott Skiles would have got fired. Scott Skiles got fired for less. Tom Thibodeau got fired for less. Fred Hoiberg got around the same. They didn't give him the roster that fit his system. Like, it just, when it comes down to it, right, when it all just boils down to it and you get it to its baseline of what's happening, there's no reason that this team should be this uniquely terrible. None. We can, yes, the roster's imbalanced. Yes, you got, it looks like DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic aged 15 years in the offseason. I don't know what the hell happened. And people can say Zach LaVine's being made the scapegoat or whatever the fuck else dumb shit people want to say. But when you score 20 points on 18 shots, that's a problem. And again, he's not the only one. I'm not saying this all on him because it's not. This was not a good game. This isn't. And this team, it's almost at this point like it's a test in how much can you test your fan base and have them still support your dumbass team. That's almost what it's getting to at this point. Is how much can you disappoint your fan base and you can still get the support and from the people that love the team. That's where we sit right now. This team is uniquely terrible. This team is absolutely it's a laughing stock. The city of Chicago, when it comes to sports right now, is a fucking laughing stock. And the Bulls and Bears are fighting neck and neck for who's the head of the shit show. They're 1A and 1B of the shit show. Like, it's just, like, come on, man. I'd much rather, like, at this point, like, we can lose this bad without having the fucking salary that we're going to have. I ain't got to pay shit, so it don't fucking matter to me. You're 5-13 on the season. On a season that you try to sell us once again on continuity, that you try to sell us on this team playing better, that you try to sell us on changing this team's play style, that you try to sell us on why you didn't go out and get and add better talent because you try to improve in the margins. And guess what? The margins looked back at you and said, ha, fuck you. That's what the margins are saying right now to the Chicago Bulls. This is terrible. I don't know if this team would beat the top 5 collegiate teams right now with how they're playing. But enough of me. Let's see how you guys are feeling about this. This team has me frustrated. Alex Larez says, if we're going to lose, can we at least lose predictably? Hey, listen, I don't know about you, but this was very predictable. When the Bulls, I literally tweeted, the Bulls got off to this big start. I said Matt Peck is going to go on an epic rant when they still lose. Billy watched Vooch get hunted all game on defense and made no adjustments whatsoever. And there are people out there who still defend this fuck. Listen, for anybody who's still defending Billy Donovan, I got to question your basketball IQ. Billy unable to adjust and Vooch playing horrible really limited what they can do. It's a damn circus. Absolutely. Chris says, this is laughable. Caruso says, Billy is a terrorist. We got the coolest JB in the building. He says, this team really is garbage as hell. Yes. BKR Sport, my brother from across the pond, said, what the actual fuck was that? That was a team telling you they suck. I almost said something that was probably going to get me canceled. But yeah, they suck. I'm trying not to get canceled here. This is a clear example why I wanted Acme to go the Brooklyn Nets route last year at the trade deadline. No superstar, all-star on this team, but competitive players. Listen, listen, as long as Billy Donovan's coaching the team, I don't even think that matters, bro, to be honest with you, man. I honestly don't know with you. I mean, with this team, not with you. These are paid actors. I can't in my right mind believe these are actual NBA players. Listen, we got their stunt doubles. We're seeing their stunt doubles play. This is worse than horrific. There isn't a word in the English dictionary to describe how awful this team is. No, it's not. Because this team is bad, man. It's bad. It's bad over. It's nothing but ass over here. And not good ass, right? Not quality ass. I'm talking about bottom of the barrel, crackhead ass. That's what we're watching with the Chicago Bulls right now. It's crackhead ass. That's what we're doing. Flat crackhead ass cheeks. That's what we're watching right now. It's bad over here. It's bad. The Bulls bench sucks. Yes, especially with no Alex Caruso. They are hot ass, Haize hot ass. Yes, it's bad out here, man. It's literally bad. Yo, be up 21 points and blow that lead is wild. P. Wolves cooking offensively, and bitch ass Billy Donovan kept him out of the game until he was cold. Billy has to go. There's fireable fences all over. Fireable fences all over. Another day, another L. What's good, Haize? What's good, Bulls family? It's a wonderful time to be a Bulls fan from Omar. Hey, this is, as right now, this is crazy. This is crazy. The Bulls truly will see something work and decide to just stop doing it. They just don't have any IQ or effort. That's from Quentin from Let's Talk Bulls. Absolutely. This team, we could talk about Zach LaVine's low basketball IQ all the time, but listen, there's also to be something said about the coaching acumen and the total basketball IQ of this team. And guess what? Both is in the absolute garbage, period. It's all in the garbage. Why is Vooch starting? Dude can't guard anybody because he's the best option. As bad as he's playing, he's still the best option in starting. And Drummond is not a better option starting. Because Drummond, if you play him over 22 minutes, it's going to be bad. It's all ass at that point in time, too. That's it. They look cluttered as fuck on because they don't move without the basketball. This is basketball 101. I can put together 5 dope fiends from the south side of Chicago and get all those motherfuckers to play better organized basketball than the Chicago Bulls. You know what that points to? Coaching. It's still coaching. It's all fucking trash. That's it. That's it. And listen, I've been a Vooch supporter, and I still like Nikola Vucevic, especially as a person. And I don't know if it's just like he's not getting the touches that he expected. I want to say that. But listen, Nikola Vucevic, I don't know whatever he did in the offseason, but this motherfucker, and during the All-Star break, you need a Senzu bean. You need to go in a Baka tank. You need to go in something and realize that you are almost 300 pounds. There's no reason. None in the human existence. Somebody that you outweigh by 30 pounds should be pushing you around like you a little ass bitch. Like nobody, it's no reason for that. It's no reason for that. That's wild, bro. Like where we sit right now as a team is uniquely terrible. No, V-Rod, they're not tanking. They're not. That's something that your brain is telling you to try to cope with the fact that this team sucks balls. Because you know what? There's never, and I'm going to tell you this, and this is something that all basketball fans need to realize. There's not a player in the NBA that purposely tanks. Nobody. There are teams and front offices that make the roster as bad as they can so they can't win games, but there's no player that's going out there and saying, hey, we're finna let them score 40 points on us in a quarter because guess what? We want that draft pick. There's no player that's saying that. This team is not tanking, and that's what makes it so bad. This is a team that was built to try to compete, not contend. That's different. Contend means you're going for a title. But this team was here to try to compete, be competitive, try to fight for a playoff spot. And this team right now ain't doing shit. Nothing. This team ain't competing for nothing but the goddamn struggle Olympics. That's what this team is competing for. Aiden from Bulls Show says, I find it crazy how 99% of people can see the problems in the game, yet no adjustments were made. They targeted Vooch defensively all game, and if barely provides any offensively, take him out. At that point, go small. Go small. This is it. Listen, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't understand how you can come out on fire, right? And nobody expects you to keep hitting 8 threes in a quarter, but you hit only 4 threes after that, right? You made 4 total shots in the second quarter of this game. That's crazy. Roger says, I feel for you, fam. I watch your channel, Facts. It must be hard to get on here when we lose. And like, honestly, it's not. Because the one thing that I do, and everybody who's been watching me for a while will tell you, I'm not somebody who feels like just because I'm on here, I got to try to spin shit positively. I'm a Bulls fan first and foremost, and you know what? This team sucks. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat my feelings because it makes people feel like shit is better than what it is. No, I'm finna tell you, we are in the Sahara Desert of ass cracks right now. It's dry and funky in this bitch. That's it. It's dry and funky in this bitch. That's what it is. That's where we sit right now as a Chicago Bulls fan base. You can't get much worse than this. Especially, like I said, there are teams with worse records than us, but they have reasons. They're young. They're rebuilding. They're whatever. The Bulls have no reason. We've been relatively healthy outside of Lonzo Ball and a couple of missed games by Alex Caruso and one by DeMar. We've been relatively healthy. We have veterans on this team. We don't play the young guys too much. So there's no reason why this team should be this uniquely terrible. This is a clown show. That's what it is right now. Fuck this clown ass team for real, for real. I swear Vooch has no energy whatsoever, and DeMar's all about himself. He doesn't believe in team ball. He will pump fake the whole shot clock and still shoot the shit. Well, the thing is that usually goes in for him, right? But it's bad, man. It's bad. Shot Bulls podcast is terrible. It's C Waves World says booty, booty, booty cheeks. It's ball cheeks out here. Ball cheeks out here. This is wild. Like literally. I don't know if we're stuck in an episode of Saturday Night Live. That's what this feels like, a Saturday Night Live skit that we're living as Bulls fans, because this team is uniquely terrible. It's wild. It really makes no fucking sense how bad this team is. And everybody got to look at themselves in the face and literally as players and understand you fucking suck. Everybody. I don't care who it is. Listen, Kobe and Pat are the only two that get passes from me this game. Everybody else, I don't care that you scored 20 points. Zach, you're light-skinned and you a hoe. DeMar DeRozan, if you stop smashing all your side chicks and focus on your wife and your basketball team, maybe you wouldn't be sliding. Nikola Vucevic, I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe Nikola Vucevic's wife needs to rub her pussy across his face to wake this motherfucker up. Wake up and smell the eggs, motherfucker. I don't know what it is, but you suck ass. Torrey Craig, listen, you came in, you provided some sparks in the first 5 games, but I don't know what happened to Torrey Craig. That motherfucker need to drink some Gatorade or something. Andre Drummond, you get a pass. You do your job for the most part. You didn't have any type of glaring issues. You didn't foul too much. 3 fouls in 11 minutes. I guess that is a lot. It is what it is. Stop touching people, Drummond. Stop touching people. Io, for what his role is it was all right. But it's bad right now. And it's at the point where it's like, y'all got to stop playing with us. You got to stop playing with us. You got to stop. You got to stop playing with us. What is you out here doing? You ain't even serious right now. You cannot be taken seriously as a basketball team that gets paid millions of dollars. You can't be taking yourself seriously. You can't be taking yourself seriously. Like this is ridiculous, bro. This is ridiculous, man. Not ass cracks, nephew. Dry and funky. Yes, absolutely. Dry and funky. That's what it is right now. That's where we sit at. It's dry and funky in this bitch. That's it. The Chicago Bulls allowed the most 3-pointers, and that's fucking bananas, bro. Like, that's crazy. No, that can't be right. 25 3-pointers is a franchise record? That doesn't seem right. It feels like we gave up more than that. Listen, that's crazy. That's crazy. Chicago Bulls, but wait, is that 8 lives? 8 lives? Is that you, bro? Crazy, man. Crazy. Like, this team is god awful. I don't know. I think the front office needs to own up to their mistakes and clean house. That's the only way to make anything better. The president's lost time to move and focus on the future. Not when you can't draft worth shit, right? This team could trade for 21st round picks, and I guarantee you, maybe, if they get lucky, maybe 2 of those 21st round picks turn into actual NBA players. That's crazy. All right, Roger, this is not what you don't know what you're talking about. The Chicago Bulls have been over the salary cap every year of their existence. They only don't pay the luxury tax. So, Roger, I know the common thing is to just blame ownership and talk about them not spending. We are literally over the salary cap every single year. So go and fix your understanding and then come back, because I think you have a misunderstanding of what is happening with the payroll here of the Chicago Bulls. It's not that we are never under the cap. Never. Their record is set at 27. It said, well, at least what I'm looking at on ESPN says the Nets only made 25 3-pointers. So unless that's wrong, but that's still a lot of fucking 3-pointers. Like literally, bro. Right now, like you could be stuck on the side of the highway in a fucking snowstorm, and you would be in a better place than the Chicago Bulls roster right now. This is crazy. Like, it's where we sit right now. All jokes aside, I know I just blacked out for a little minute. I'm trying to bring it back in. We're gonna bring it back in. We're gonna finish out the show strong. All jokes aside, if you are the Chicago Bulls front office, if Acme is looking at this team and they don't realize that just the trade of Zach LaVine isn't going to fix anything. If they don't realize, the one thing that I will give John Paxson, because it wasn't so much Gar Forman, shit went in the toilet when he came. But the one thing I give that version of the front office, if you look at it, they always moved off players at the right time. Yeah, we almost killed Luol Deng, but when we traded him, he wasn't a positive player at any point of that. Carlos Boozer didn't really do much. When we let Ben Gordon walk away, he was out of the league 2 years later. They moved on from players. This front office would literally hold on to the dead, rotting carcass of DeMar DeRozan that somehow still had braids on it, would hold on to it and still hope that they were going to be able to breathe life enough into it to where it was going to get them a playoff run. And that's where this front office continually fails. It's bad right now. It's terrible. This team has something that they need to fix. And at the end of the day, continuity did not work. And if before Arturas Karnisovas ever says the word continuity again, I need him to feel the wrath of the city of Chicago in his spirit. That's what I need him to feel. This, where we have gone, and don't get me wrong, there are reasons and things of what led us here as a team. There are injuries, there are lack of decisions, there are players not developing, there's a terrible head coach. There are reasons. But the fact of the matter is, as a front office, your job is to future forecast and present forecast. And the fact of the matter is, everybody except the most optimistic Bulls fans in the front office saw this coming. Go and look at what our record was predicted to be. They gave us some credit. What was it? That we were predicted to win 35 games, something like that? We'd be lucky to get to that at this point in time. So when we sit there and look at this front office and judge this front office, like I've said before, they deserve a chance to try to fix this. But I tell you what, that leash got to be short. You got to start making better decisions now. You have to do that. You came in, you were initially aggressive. You got Vooch, you got DeMar, you got Caruso, you got Lonzo. You did those last 3 moves at a time where you didn't have any cap space. Now it's time to get to work. This is what it is. It is time for this front office to get to work and show that all that shit that they talk about, wanting to build a winning program, about the city of Chicago deserving a winning team, about wanting to be competitive, about wanting to compete, about wanting to fight for that Bulls on the chest. You got to now go out and show it, because you gave us 2 off seasons of nothing. You've given us 2 seasons of shit, right? And we've sat there, we've taken it. It is what it is. But at this time, it's time for y'all to go to work and show that you really want to put in the effort to fix this team, to fix this shit show that you have created. You created this storm. It is time for you to fix it. And if this front office isn't up to the job of fixing the problems that they created, then you got to get out of town. That's it, right? You got to get out of town. This sitting on your hands, trying to sell us on continuity, trying to sell us that something's magically going to change with most of the same pieces. It has to stop. It has to. Because what you're putting here isn't representative of the city of Chicago, a blue-collar city. What you've put out there as a product, what these players are doing, what this coach produces, if you're proud of that, right, that's more than anything else. You're the front office. You've built this team. You brought in this coach. You've created this roster of players. If you sit there and you say, this is representative of what I wanted this team to be, and you can sit there and say that with pride, and you don't want to fix it, then you got to get off the goddamn horse and let somebody get on it who's going to correct this shit around here. Ain't no more freeloading. Ain't no more trying to sell us on a dream. We see it. We woke up. The dream was shit. That's what it is. That's what it is. You gotta fix this. And if you're sitting there holding on to a head coach because you decided to give them a secret fucking extension and you see they ain't coaching nothing but us in the toilet, you gotta move up off of it. Change is needed. And if you're not gonna bring the change, then the thing that's gonna change is the support from the Bulls fans. That stadium that's usually number one in attendance, that's not gonna be that if you don't change and take this seriously. AK has gotten by of what he built in Denver, what he initially built here in Chicago. Lonzo ain't walking through that door. He ain't even rolling through that door. When's the last time you saw Lonzo ball at the UC? He's not saving this. Billy Donovan is going to wake up all of a sudden and realize how to make a goddamn defensive adjustment. DeMar DeRozan isn't going to wake up and all of a sudden start making threes and play defense. Nikola Vucevic isn't getting no younger. When it comes down to it, this roster that you built is faulty. It's not working. And if you're going to keep trying to stay married to this, if you think that that's what we deserve as Chicago Bulls fans, listen, your time here is already, you dead and don't even know it yet. Dead man walking. You can't keep trying to sell us on what this team deserves and then give us absolute cheeks. You can't keep giving that. Don't try to sell me shit and then try to tell me it's a gourmet fucking meal, because guess what? It don't smell like steak in here, and grill ain't going. It smells like ass. That's what's going on right here now with the Chicago Bulls. And listen, I've given Acme a lot of credit for building the initial first team that they did, because that team was competitive. But listen, you ain't getting by. You ain't getting by no more on something that you did 3 years ago. That's it. It's done. We don't care no more. It was 3 years ago. Now you got to go out there and make your money. You got to go out there and make your money. You keep talking about what this city means, what the Chicago Bulls mean to the city. Listen, you got to do it. You got to go out there and show something. And if you can't do it, it's done. It's done. That's it. You've built a team that lacks heart. What is the one thing that this city respects more than anything? Is heart. You've given us nothing. Nothing. We sit out there and have to watch this bullshit ass team that can't even listen, bro. Like, I'm tired of it. I'm fed up. You haven't drafted well. You didn't build a right team. You couldn't pick the right coach. Everything right now is smelling like shit. It's smelling like shit. And until the front office wakes up and smells the shit and sticks their face in it, and they got to realize it's done. This is done. This version of this roster is cooked. The story's out on it. Teams know how to defend us. Teams know we ain't got no heart. You came out and you outscored the Brooklyn Nets 36-19 in the first quarter. And they turned around in the second quarter and they had heart. You know why? Because every team in the league knows. Listen, don't even worry about the Chicago Bulls. They gonna fail at some point in time, and we're gonna take advantage of it. All we got to do is keep playing basketball, because this team has no heart. This team has no drive. This team has no anything. If you're not willing to drop Billy Donovan off at O Block and keep it pushing, you're not the right you're not the right front office to run this franchise. It's time for shit to change. Listen, I understand it. It ain't gonna happen immediately. December 15th, January 15th are coming up shortly. You got to figure something out by then. You got to. Because what you have now put out here isn't representative of Chicago. It's not representative of Bulls fans. It's not representative of what we deserve. It shouldn't be representative of you. Fuck us. Let's take it even out. You are the head of a team in the National Basketball Association. The team that's on the court is reflective of you. If AK looks at this team and feels like, yeah, I'm okay with this team representing me, then you in the wrong position, bro. You in the wrong position. You're in the wrong position. Man, listen, it's done, bro. Like real talk, man. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk. Shout out to K Town. I'm just like, shout out to the Puerto Ricans on K Town because I'm gonna have to put them to work lately. I'm gonna have to put them to work because I'm gonna have to send a couple of people to go see about Billy Donovan. Um, that's what we're gonna do, man. Like, shout out to the Mexicans and Puerto Ricans in K Town. I love y'all. It's about to be time. Your boy coming home, and we gonna have to take care of some business because this is ridiculous, bro. This is ridiculous. And the place that this team sits right now is terrible. It's terrible to see a team play like this. It's terrible to see a team that has talent performs like this. This team is literally performing right now like a team that is absolute garbage. Like that's it, bro. That's it. Man. Hey, listen. I love y'all. I love the city of Chicago. I love how much y'all rock with me, but this is done, bro. This is done. It's over with. We have literally seen the death of the Chicago Bulls. That's what this is. The death of the Chicago Bulls. Because you can't there's no life in this team anymore. There's no life in it. None. None. Jesus himself couldn't bring this team back. He couldn't. That's crazy, bro. Like it's just where we sit right now as a franchise is absolute garbage. That's where we sit. This team is garbage. Everybody. The team's garbage. Um, and I'm sorry. Listen, I apologize because AK and Eversley won't do it. I apologize to you guys that you guys have to sit here and watch a team that performs like this. That you have to sit here and watch the highest paid player in Chicago Bulls history be on a team like this. That you have to watch this team be coached by somebody who the only thing that you can bet on they're going to do well is chew fucking bubble gum. Everybody deserves an apology. And because you're not going to get it from the front office, I'm apologizing on behalf of the franchise right now because this team is absolutely trash. It's trash. There's nothing with this team right now that's a positive. Nothing. This is where it is, man. It's where it is. I hate this. I hate this team. I hate the way that they play. Um, it just is, man. It sucks. Have you seen the attendance dip? Ownership will notice that. Listen, it dipped. They're still top 10. So, like, still top 10. I love this channel. This team is pathetic. Thank you from Brandon L. Jen. Thank you for supporting the channel with a super chat, brother. I appreciate you, man. Haize, do you think the players are playing to get Billy fired? No, I don't think they are. They suck. That's what it is. This team has no heart. This team has no desire. This team doesn't care. That's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing a basketball team that collectively doesn't give a shit about winning basketball games. That's what you're seeing right now. And it sucks, man. It sucks. Haize, only positives are Alex and Kobe. No. I mean, I like the way Io's been growing as well, but like it still sucks. Bath or Payne says, hate this goddamn team, and it's been so bad. This type of shit gets people fired and traded. Listen, and everybody's head will roll. Everybody's head will roll. K Trip, super chat. Well, appreciate you for supporting the channel, brother. Why Phillips? Because he is still in Chicago, I believe, with the Windy City Bulls. I don't think he was out there today. So Joe the Blacksmith. Someday they will win a championship, and this era will be referenced to express how low the franchise was at one time. Oh, listen, this isn't even the lowest, right? I'm just gonna be real with you. As a lifelong Bulls fans, this isn't even the lowest the team has been. It's low, and especially it's low because of the talent that we do have on the team. But this ain't the lowest we've been as a franchise, not yet. Nathaniel says, I can't believe I once called Cat the softest big man in the league when Vooch is right there. That is absolute facts, my brother. Absolute facts. Bow says, hey, thank you for the super chat. You didn't leave a message, though, brother. Leave your message, man. I wish I could kick Jerry in the balls. I'm with you on there. Needs to be changed in the front office. If no changes on the roster are made, they will still keep their jobs. Well, here's the thing, right? You can kick Jerry Reinsdorf in the ball. Jerry ain't got balls. There's not, like, I'm sure at this point, Jerry Reinsdorf has it evolved to the point where it's nothing but machinery down there. Like, that's what's keeping him alive. That and pure evil. Pure evil never dies. I just want to be clear on that. Jerry Reinsdorf is going to be around for a very long time because evil never dies. When the world ends, it's literally, I can't say what I was going to say. I can't say what I was going to say because that would have got people in their feelings. So I'm going to just shut up. God saved me again from getting canceled. I was just about to get canceled. No cap, bro. I was chewing on some gum and saw Billy chewing gum and instantly spit my shit out. I'm outright disappointed and tired of this horribly coached team. They play with no energy or heart. Completely agree. Wicked Lifestyle Business. That's a hell of a username, but completely agree with you. Completely. Roger with the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel, brother. Says Hippo character runs at high speed, his legs forming a ball-like blur. That's what you wanted me to read? That's okay. Hey, man, listen. That's what you want me to read. I hate how the Bulls have your turn, my turn with star players, but don't do that with the hot hand. Listen, nothing this team does makes sense. A uniquely terrible team. Nothing the team does makes a lick of effing sense. Nothing. Another cold winter night, another Chicago Bulls humiliation. How about the CM Punk kid, though? That's funny. That's funny. Traded all the way for draft picks. I wonder why Donovan's contract details were done without notifying press. And two, no details revealed during his extension. Weird. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that for a while. Melvin says, disagree, bro. Acme doesn't even deserve a chance to fix this team. They had plenty of chances. Like you said, if Zach LaVine didn't request a trade, he probably would have still kept the score. No, they still deserve a chance. If you fuck something up, you deserve a chance to try to fix it, period. Because the last thing that you want somebody else doing is having to come in and completely clear the table because you left shit on it, right? So at the very minimum, come in, try to do what you can to fix this. If you can't fix it, get the fuck out. But they do deserve a chance to fix this. Just because they had time to fix it doesn't mean that, because they weren't necessarily, the goal wasn't to completely fix this roster. It was try to patch it up and keep it pushing. Now you got to completely fix the roster. DeMar deserves better. Hey, listen, I'm sorry. Listen, I know that people really love DeMar DeRozan. That's why he has 4 baby mamas outside of his marriage. But you know what it is? DeMar don't deserve shit. You don't fucking defend. You have had a negative point differential 13 out of the 15 years of your career and every year here with the Chicago Bulls. You don't deserve shit. Look at that. Look, they're trying to cancel me, trying to fuck up my camera. They don't deserve shit. Talking about some he deserves better. What the fuck? It's always you got yours, let me get mine with this team. Listen, that works in the bedroom sometimes. Don't work with this team. Don't work with this team. DeMar come over braids or a cry for that's hilarious. That's funny. That's funny. Oh man, listen. I really wish we were in a better position. I really wish that we were in a place where we had an actual basketball team to talk about, but we don't. You know what we got to talk about? The Chicago Bulls. That's what we got to talk about around here. The Chicago Bulls. That's what we got to talk about, y'all. That's it. Because everything else around here is ass. Brandon L. Jet, the Bulls fans deserve better. Thank you for the super chat again, bro. Yeah, I agree with you. DeMar deserves to go back to Canada with all his remaining pump fakes. That's hilarious. Oh, man. All right, y'all. I appreciate you guys so much, man. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. We're still trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the season, which is probably not going to happen because guess what? This team sucks. But hey, I'm glad I was able to give you guys a vent session. We're probably going to have a crisis hotline next weekend. I would say if this struggle continues, which the Chicago Bulls may very well lose their next 10 games in a row. we are going to have a crisis hotline so you guys can call in. Live call-in shows coming. I think it's time. Who's really more at fault, Acme or the Reinsdorfs? I mean, like, would Acme be doing decent under a different owner? Just thinking out loud because it all sucks regardless. I'm happy about CM Punk, though. Here's the thing. Like I said, the ownership has very little to do with how the team operates day to day. Now, would Acme have been more aggressive in free agency if he had an ownership group that would allow him to go into the luxury? Keep in mind, we got a $10 million disabled player exception we didn't use because we don't go into the luxury tax. We didn't even use our full mid-level exception, and we still got our biannual exception. Most teams would have used all three of those where the Bulls sit right now to try to improve the team even more. The Bulls didn't. You know why the Bulls didn't do that? Because they don't want to pay the luxury tax. So I do think that AK probably would be more aggressive had that we didn't have that luxury tax, but the team still was going to be where it's going to be for the most part because they still, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But all right, y'all, man. Love you guys. Go Bulls, see red, all that good stuff. If you want to follow the show, you can do so at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, thanks to you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all.